Very good afternoon, dear students. Am I audible?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good
Good afternoon,
afternoon.
sir.
Very good afternoon, dear students. Let us wait one more minute if anyone wants to join. Okay, let me start. I have shared my screen with you people. Is it visible?
No, sir.
Okay, just wait. It happens due to the internet connectivity issue. 1 minute. Now, is it
No,
visible?
sir.
Now,
Yes, sir. Visible. Yes,
good.
visible, sir.
Thank you. So, let me revise last lecture. In last lecture, we were discussing about importance of corporate image. Am I right? Importance of corporate image. That was the main topic of discussion in last lecture before Diwali celebrate. Before Holi celebration, not Diwali. Okay. So we have seen about, we have discussed various corporate companies. We have taken two few examples and we have said that it's a long process. Am I right? And conduct of any employee may alter corporate image. Okay, so particular company need to look in this particular matter very seriously. Okay, so we have seen various factors through which how we can create corporate image, and then we have seen importance of corporate image. Okay, but there is one prime question with us: why do business have such a negative image? So few reasons are there: competitive pressures, individual greed, and differing culture. These three are the main point due to which any corporate or any business is having negative image. Okay, so there are number of reasons why business should act ethically. So we have discussed this thing. Along with that, we have discussed CSR, corporate social responsibility. Okay, so how corporates are observing ethics in their organization. Over there we said that they are publishing in-house code of ethics, employing people with a reputation for high standard of ethical behavior, starting to incorporate consideration of ethics into performance reviews, and starting to reward ethical behavior, and too many points we have discussed. Okay, so code of personal ethics for employees. Over there we have said that three main points are there: respect confidential information to which you have access, maintain high standard of professional responsibility, avoid being placed in a situation involving conflict of interest. Okay, even we may add few more points over here: act with integrity, don't be biased against anybody or anything, maintain professional relations, be on mutual respect for individuals and organization, be committed to the goal of the organization, and don't give up individual professional ethics. Okay, so we have seen this kind of things. Then it was our today's topic. It is our today's topic. How do we establish ethical standards? So just have a look in this particular nice graphics. Okay, one fellow is there who is explaining something to their group mate. Am I right? So that picture tell us that ethics can be taught. Okay, so we need to teach them. Think and reflect about yourself, about the management, and about the people, and about the relationships, and about the values you wish to incorporate. Create time for thinking, reflect, and periodically take time off to reflect and consider: who am I, where I have to go, and how I am going there. So you need to concentrate towards yourself, and you need to ask various questions to yourself. Okay, so ensure employees and company can't be challenged on their ethical integrity. Establish establishes course of action for unethical behavior by employees. Need to establish a procedure for reporting unethical behavior. Okay, through which we can have development of ethics. Now, how one can educate the employees? Okay, so over here one Texas Instrument has conducted one test. So based on that test, they are having one questionnaire. So is the action legal? Does it comply with our values? If we do it, will you feel bad? How does it look in the newspaper? If you know it is wrong, don't do it. If you aren't sure, ask. Keep asking until you get an answer. Okay, so you need to follow that particular questionnaire. Few more questions are there. Are my actions legal? Am I being fair and honest? Will my action stand and test of the time? How will I feel about myself afterward? How will it look in the newspaper? Will I sleep soundly tonight? What would I tell to my family, friends, and neighbors if they knew what I was doing? Okay, so you need to ask this kind of questions to yourself. And if you find that all this answer of all these questions are not creating any trouble to yourself, then the activity which you are doing is right. So need to incorporate individual and corporate values when facing ethical dilemmas. Nortel states that clearly to all employees in their ethical business practices document. You have a personal responsibility to make sure that all your words and actions live up to this statement. You have a responsibility to ask questions when you have doubt about the ethical implications of any given situation or proposed course of action. You have a responsibility to report any concern about business practices within the corporate that may violate this code of conduct. It's about business environment. Okay, so over here I have started this slide with definition of business environment. Okay, the aggregate of all the forces, factors and institutions which are external to and beyond the control of an individual business enterprise, but which exercise a significant influence on the functioning and growth of individual enterprises. Keith Davis defines business environment as the aggregate of all the conditions, events and influences that surround and affect business. Okay, now what we want to do, we want to create strong business environment, healthy business environment. Okay, so basically business is nothing but aggregative, interrelated and relative. Okay, even intertemporal, uncertain, contextual. Okay, so we need to consider this many parameters, and based on that we can have a healthy business environment. Now we are going to discuss one very important question for exam point of view. Watson 6 model of business conduct. Dear students, am I audible? Is there any confusion up till now?
No,
No,
sir.
sir. No, sir.
So Basically, there was one guy called Watson, and he proposed various models for business conduct. So we are going to study those models. Okay, we are going to study those models. All business must meet certain standard of law and minimum cultural standards. All are further influenced by the general cultural aspect of their time. But in spite of these tendencies, uniform conduct, there are important differences among business. Each has its own personalities, as each human being does. These organizational differences are reflected in company code of conduct, and they do produce different results. As a guide to understanding different type of business conduct, Watson classifies 6 models of conduct. First one is Estray model. It gives almost exclusive emphasis to ownership interest and profit objective. Consider yourself. Okay, you are entrepreneur. It's your business. Okay, so you will be always thinking about profit. Okay, so first model is based on the motive of to earn more and more profit. Second is a household model. The concept of extended family. This model emphasizes employees, job benefits, and many more things. Okay, so this particular model is related to household. Third one is vendor model. It is based on the taste, interest, rights dominate the organization based on the consumer behavior. Okay, so third model is consumer oriented. So many companies are sending their employees to make various surveys. Okay, and based on that they are starting their business. Fourth one is investment model. So long term profit, economic investments. Okay, you can consider like mutual fund and SIPs, PPF, and all other things. Okay, fifth model is civic model, means it is related to the social responsibility, corporate citizenships. Okay, so consider municipal corporation, gram panchayat, over there various bodies are there, they are dealing with, they are based on this civic model. And artistic model, last one is artistic model. This model encourages the organizations to become creative instruments serving the cause of an advanced civilization with better quality of life. Creative ideas are generated and used for this particular purpose. So last one is artistic model, where particular person is having freedom for innovation. Okay, and each model is having high to low social responsibility. So consider you. Okay, you are supposed to take decision whether it is ethically right or wrong. Okay, ethically true or unethical thing. Okay, so that particular thing is called as a resolution of dilemma. So for that you need to ask 3 questions to yourself to resolve dilemma. First one is, do the benefits exceed the cost? Do they respect human rights? Does it distribute benefits and burdens evenly? Okay, so consider any corporate life, any company over there, you need to think these 3 points, or you need to ask these 3 questions to yourself. Okay, and based on that you need to take appropriate decision. Okay, so 2 basic approaches are possible. First one is deontological and teleological. Okay, deontological is action oriented approach, an ethical standard consistent with the fact that it is performed by a rational and free person. These are inalienable rights of human beings and reflect the characteristics uh, just wait a minute. Okay, so over here this deontological approach is action oriented. These are inalienable rights of human being and reflect the characteristic and defining future features of nature. Okay, teleological is result oriented. Okay, so where you need to think whether your actions are going to help the people or they are going to hurt the people. Okay, so a brief in 3-step strategies: analyze the consequences, analyze the action, and make the appropriate decision through which you can resolve ethical dilemma. So it's the end of my presentation. Thank you, dear students. Is there any confusion in this 3rd unit?
No, sir.
So up to here, I am keeping mid-semester syllabus. Okay, first 3 units are there in your mid-semester exam. First mid-semester exam. Okay,
Yes, sir.
just wait. Let me take your attendance. And I will strictly observe. I will check your attendance in the lecture, and I will release result of those students who are having attendance more than 50%. If your attendance is below 50%, in that case, I am not going to share your result with you people. Eleven, 12,
Present, sir.
17,
Yes, sir.
19,
Yes, sir.
28, 34, 38,
Yes. Present, sir. 28, yes.
42,
Present, sir.
43,
Present, sir.
49, 50,
Present, sir.
Okay. 57,
Yes, sir.
59, and D2 D5.
59 present.
Yes, okay. I repeat, mid-semester syllabus is having 3 units, first 3 units. Okay. And I will hold result of a student who is having less attendance in my lecture. Thank you. You may leave now. Take care.
Number 11 present.